The following is a special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, hello there. Welcome to December. My name is Ron Juckett, and today, on this first day of December, we pay tribute to Gaylord Perry. Yes, I know in the Twitch title it's spelt wrong, but because the name Gaylord set off their moderation sensors, I had to alter it to get it. So hopefully by the time we get to to YouTube, it'll be what it's supposed to be. So Gaylord Perry, age 84, passed away over the last 24 hours, and the first person ever to win 2 Cy Young Awards, or Cy Young Awards in each league. You would think that first one for the National League would have been with the San Francisco Giants as part of their rotation back in the 60s, before he became, more of the, I don't want to say sideshow, but known for what he put on the baseball as opposed to how he threw the baseball. But no, it actually came with San Diego in 1978. So instead, we go back to 1972 when he won the American League Cy Young Award for the Cleveland Indians. And so we go back to a night I was filling diapers, I'm sure, because I wasn't that old. May 2nd, 1972. The Indians are in Arlington to face the newly minted Texas Rangers. And yes, I forgot to change the stadium. You get Globe Life as opposed to Arlington Stadium because it was late and I forgot to do that. So on May 5th, May 2nd, 1972, in 7 innings, Perry struck out 12 Texas Rangers, managed by Ted Williams. So I'm sure was thrilled to pieces. So that's a setup for you. We're going to spend about an hour. And remember Gaylord Perry, who pitched for a lot of different teams, but should be a lot better known for more than just hogging the Vaseline and emery board sales at his local CVS. As Retro Sports Network presents a tribute to Gaylord Perry, presented by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So, Dick Bosman gets a call for the brand new Texas Rangers. Bosman, pretty good pitcher in his own right. 28 years old. Everyone's first year in Arlington, of course. Throws the fastball at 88 and a fly ball pitcher. And he will bat because there's no DH. The last year of a no DH American League. And, of course, he, with the Washington Senators, which became the Texas Rangers. Dell Unser is going to lead off for the Indians in center field. Jack Brohammer at second will bat second. Johnson in left will go third. Craig Nettles cleans up at third. McCraw, I believe it's Tommy, at first will bat fifth. Ray Fosse behind the plate goes sixth. Buddy Bell in right will bat seventh. Stanley, I think that's Mike, at short goes eighth. And the man of the hour, Gaylord Perry, will bat ninth and pitch. How you doing, Buckshot Kid? Doing well, thanks. I don't know why that's saying my stream is unstable. I'm unstable. Defensively for the Rangers, Howard a 2-1-1 and left. Maddox, I'm assuming that's Elliott. How you doing, Big Dave? Is an 8 and a 6 in center. Larry Bittner a 3 and an 8 in right. Nelson a 4 at third. Toby Hara a 5 at short. Steve Tate, how are you? Lenny Randall is a 4 at second. Don Mincher is a 5 at first, and King behind the plate, not Larry, has a 4-arm. We were going to do the 96 Yankees today, but from one of Steve's things, but we're going to do the Gaylord Perry tribute instead. So that's a setup. Beautiful night here in Arlington, 81 degrees, clear skies, winds right to left at 5, a far cry from the 35 and cloudy we have here in town. Dell Unser in 72, 238, a homer, and 17 RBI. Bosman, about 90 pitches he can go. And Unser swings a ground ball to Mincher that plays him. And that's an error. So that'll bring up Jack Brohammer. I don't think that was the uniform in 72 for Cleveland, but it's close. Jack, 233, 5 homers, 35 RBI. A rare E3. There's a little chopper down to third. Nelson's going to have to decide where he wants to go. Randall for 1. Brohammer is safe. On the fielder's choice, 5-4. And King is a 5 and a 4. Steve Tate, by the way, apparently has done the basketball in 5-year chunks for Action PC. And if you write to digital dice at yahoo.com, we would love to have you on at some point, because these homebrews that you're doing are just tremendous. Alex Johnson in left, 239, 8 homers, and 37 RBI. For Cleveland, not a great team in 72, but they're better than the Rangers. Bosman deals, and Johnson strikes out, 2 away. Thank you, please do. So the 2-2 from Bosman was in there at the knees, and 2 out for Nettles. 253, 17 homers, and 70 RBI. For Craig. Also played for the Twins before he went over for the Yankees. Mr. Howard says, sad to see this news this morning. I got to see Gaylord pitch a few times with the Mariners. It's funny, they wouldn't let me use the name Gaylord to title the stream. Pitch to Nettles. And there's a chopper down to Randall. Over to first to Mincher, and that will retire the side. Cleveland gets an error and can't do anything with it. Half an inning in the books, no score. Pesky poll. Mike says, watched Al play with the 39 Red Sox late last night, and today I get to see the 72 Rangers. Ted as a rookie player to Ted being a manager. Yeah. Gaylord, pictured there with the Giants. Imagine these numbers today. He started 40 games for the Indians in the Cy Young Award year. 34 at this point. I don't think anyone figured he'd go another decade. His specialty is the spitball. And that fastball when he threw it, 83. So in 72, he started 40 games and finished 29, including his last start of the year against the Yankees, where he threw 13 innings. So 342 and 2/3 innings. Allowed 253 hits. 17 homers. He walked 82 while striking out 234. So imagine that. You're 342 and 2/3 innings and a whip of under 1. This was his best year. 9.78 whip, and the American League hit 205 off him. Lenny Randall leads off for the Rangers at second base. Nelson at third will bat second. Don Mincher at first will bat third. King cleans up behind the plate, and that's all you need to know about where the Rangers were in 1972. I'm assuming that's Frank Howard is in left, he'll bat fifth. Larry Bittner in right will go sixth. Elliot Maddox, or is it Gary, in center. Maddox, I think that's Gary. In center bats seventh. Toby Hara at short bats eighth, and Bosman threw 15 pitches in his half of the first, going ninth. Alex Johnson a 4 and a 7 in left for the Tribe. Del Unser an 8 and a 7 in center. Bunny Bell an 8 and an 8 in right. That's a pretty good defensive outfield. Craig Nettles 7 at third. Fred Stanley a 4 at short. Jack Brohammer a 5 at second. Tommy McCraw, I think, is a 7 at first. Ray Fosse has a 6 arm. Perry a 7 on the mound with a 9.75 fielding percentage. Lenny Randall in 72, 193, 2 homers, and 21 RBI. And Randall swings a high ground ball to Brohammer. 1 out. Ray, not Bob Fosse, a 7 and a 6 behind the plate. It's Dave Nelson. Dave at 226. 2 homers, and 28 RBI. Perry winds and deals, and Nelson drops one down, and they're never going to get him. So Nelson with a bunt single, and there's one out for Don Mincher. Don at 236, 6 homers and 39 RBI. Chose this game because this was Perry's high water mark for strikeouts. He struck out 12 in 7 innings. He throws to first, and Nelson is caught in a rundown. He was going, so McCraw throws it to Stanley, and Stanley helped Gaylord do things right by got him on the tag, 2 out. So they hadn't pitched to Mincher yet, and the Rangers were aggressive and got the bunt single by Nelson, and then he was trying to steal the bag and got picked off, essentially. Pitched to Mincher, and Perry walked him. You know, since it's one of my tribute games, that the Rangers will win this, right? Here's Hal King. Hal at 180, 4 homers and 12 RBI. Popped up left center field. Unser moving over. And Dell makes the catch, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1, no score. So it is Tommy McCraw. Tommy, 258, 7 homers, 33 RBI. There was about 6,200 in the ballpark, Baseball Reference told me, on this night in Arlington. Bosman starts the second with a fly ball, left center field. Maddox, 1 out. Here's Ray Fosse. Ray at 241, 10 homers and 41 RBI. D. Scott Howard is playing Steve Tate's basketball franchise slices. Wilt poured in 51 and 22 rebounds to lead the Warriors past Detroit last night. So I'm assuming early 60s for both, or what Pistons slice did you play? Pitch to Fosse. Ray, slow bounder to Hara. Toby throws to first. 2 out. Here's Buddy Bell. Buddy at 255, 9 homers, and 36 RBI. Bosman sets and deals, and Bell, infield grounder. Toby Hara stabs it, throws to first, and they get Buddy. And that will retire the side. What a play by Toby Hara. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. So it is Hondo in left field. In limited duty, 244, just 9 homers and 31 RBI. Perry starts the second with a fly ball to right. Bell in the corner, and Buddy will make the catch. 1 out. For Larry Bittner, who played for a number of teams. 72-76 Pistons against the 59-63 Warriors. Larry at 259, 3 homers, and 31 RBI. Ground ball to Stanley. Fred picks it up, throws to first for the out. So it's Elliott Maddox, not Gary. Elliott, 252, no homers, and 10 RBI. It really was slim pickings the first year the Rangers were in Texas. Maddox hits a ground ball past Brohammer, and that's going to go for a base hit. So a 2-out single brings up Toby Hara. Toby at 259, a homer, and 31 RBI. And of course Hara, a longtime Ranger, would eventually go to Cleveland, but was kind of one of the early de facto faces of the franchise. Hara, slow batter to Perry. Gaylord throws to first, and that will barely retire the side. No runs. The Rangers get a hit and leave on a runner after 2. No score. Steve was pulling for Bing and Lanier. Kind of hard to stop Wilt. Fred Stanley only had 12 at-bats for the Indians in 72. And a single, a double, and hit 167. So Bosman will start the third. Stanley, Perry, and Unser to face Dick here in the third. In the shallow left center, Maddox rides the Schwinn. 1 out. And now I'll bring up Perry, who homered. Oh, we put man on the moon. Gaylord at 155, a homer and 9 RBI. Now, the story with Perry was, he didn't really swing for any power. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? Yeah, slim pickings, yeah. Alvin Dark, who was the manager of the Giants at the time, said that Gaylord Perry won't hit a homer until man puts, there's a man on the moon. And by God, Gaylord Perry's first Major League homer was the day Apollo 11 landed on the moon, July 20th, 1969. Bosman's pitch, and there's a fly ball to right. Bittner moves in a bit and will make the grab for the second out. So opening 9 for Bosman. He hasn't allowed a hit. 2 2/3 and a strikeout on 32 pitches. Unser is 0 for 1. And Dell grounds one to Mincher. Don takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. So pretty much 9 up, 9 down. Bosman's faced 10 batters in 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the third, no score. And that'll bring up Bosman. Dick hit 094 with 3 RBI and 19 strikeouts. Perry hasn't fanned anybody yet. Until now, he got him on an 0-2 fastball in there at the knees. So Gaylord's opening 9 30 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Lenny Randall's 0 for 1. He hits that one on the ground, picks up some grass stains. Brohammer throws to Perry, covering, and there's 2 out. Brings up Dave Nelson, who has 1 of the 2 hits. Nelson stole 51 bases for the Rangers while hitting .226 in 72. Got him! Swung on and missed, and Perry has his second strikeout of the game. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the fourth. No score. So Brohammer, Johnson, and Nettles to face Bosman. Jack is 0 for 1. And there's a liner in the right field. That's the first hit for Cleveland. And Brohammer has a single. That brings up Alec Johnson. Alex is struck out his first time up. Bosman from the set. And Johnson gets hit by the pitch. That one got him in the ribs. And Nettles actually has some power. He hit 17 in 72. Is 0 for 1. Brohammer moves to second. Bosman sets deals. There's a liner up the middle for a base hit. Elliott Maddox will pick it up on a couple of hops. Brohammer rounds third. And with nobody out, the bases will be loaded as Tommy McCraw steps to the plate. So Brohammer on third, Johnson on second, and Nettles on first. Nobody out. Bosman, after no-hitting the Indian or keeping the Indians without a hit the first 3 innings, has given up 2 and a hit batsman here in the fourth. Base hit right field. That's going to drop in front of Bittner. Brohammer will score. Johnson has good speed. He's going to score. Nettles goes to third. McCraw will hold at first. And it's 2-0 Cleveland on the single by McCraw. John says, just found out that Perry passed away. I saw your notification. Another piece of our childhood gone. Yep. And how are you today? Gaylord was 84. And again, I think for those of us of a certain age, let's say 55 or younger, he was much more of a sideshow attraction with a spitball and all that. Of course, he pitched for 1,000 teams after a while. Yankees won his 3. Mr. Howard, I think D. Scott told me that Scotty said that he might have been there for the 300th, which was in Seattle because he was a Mariner at the time. Ray Fosse is 0 for 1. First and third for Fosse. Popped up. King will doff the mask in foul territory. McCraw kind of stumbles around, and that ball is foul. Pretty good shape for the ship you're in. Okay. Would you like some Alka-Seltzer? The count is 2-2 to Fosse. Bosman deals. Ground ball left side, a base hit. Hondo will pick it up. Nettles will score. And McCraw is going to go to third. Don't ask me to pronounce that last name. Aspermonte is the manager for Cleveland. So they're going to run on Howard's ramen noodle arm here. And McCraw is safe. So first and third, 3 and in for Cleveland. Here is Bell. Buddy 0 for 1. Buddy would play with the Rangers too. Probably the 2 teams he's most associated with. Had a pretty good run for the Reds late in his career. Todd B. I believe Gaylord died either last night or this morning. It came out this morning that he had passed away. And look, your Indians are ahead, 3-0. Bosman delivers to Bell, and Buddy sends this one to right. Should score McCraw. Bittner makes the catch. McCraw goes back to tag and will score without a throw, and it's 4-0 Cleveland. This is May 2nd, 1972, and Perry struck out a season-high 12 in this game in front of 6,500 friends, family, and mistresses at Arlington Stadium. Stanley is 0 for 1. So he struck out 12 in 7 innings. This is arguably Perry's greatest year. And again, if you had asked most knowledgeable fans who he got that NL Cy Young with, you would have said San Francisco, but it wasn't. It was San Diego in 78. Stanley hits this one into right. I should have stolen Fosse. Bittner coming in. Larry makes the catch. Fosse retreats back to first. I thought there was a runner on third, which is why I didn't do it. So here's Perry. He's 0 for 1. Yep, Todd B says too bad. Yep, you met Gaylord at a card show once. In your neck of the woods? Just a good old boy. He came across that way, didn't he? A peanut farmer that ran for president in 1970. No, sorry, another peanut farmer. Got his autograph on a ball. Yep. He sure did. He was 34 in the 72 season. Pitch to Perry. Got him. We don't expect Gaylord to hit after 3.5, however. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th here in Arlington, 4-0 Cleveland. So Mincher, King, and Howard to face Perry here in the 4th. Gaylord has struck out 2 through 3. Mincher walked his first time up. In the right center, Del Unser moving back. 1 out. Although this is the second park in Arlington, the first one was originally named Turnpike Stadium in Arlington, right around where the airport is now, between Dallas and Fort Worth. They figured at some point the Metroplex was going to get a team. And the one thing about the original ballpark for the Rangers was there was no shade anywhere. It was all open air. Here's Hal King. He's 0 for 1. 72, he started off like gangbusters, did Perry. And you look, he threw 342 in 2/3 innings. That is, even with someone who didn't throw hard, that's a lot of wear and tear. Pitch to King. In the left center, Unser moving over. And will make the catch, 2 out. For Hondo, who's 0 for 1. Perry winds and deals, and Howard gets the free pass. So a 3-1 fastball up and away. And now bring up Bittner, who's 0 for 1. To Howard, a threat to steal? Let's take care of that. Throw to McGraw. And Hondo's back. Bittner. Struck him out. He got him. Gaylord got him on something that had some Vaseline on it after 4. No runs, a hit. The Rangers strand a runner. That's Cleveland 4, Texas nothing. So Unser, Brohammer, and Johnson. Bosman, as we said, cruised through the first 3 and then hit a rock here in the 4th. 71 pitches, 18 batters, 4 innings, 4 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Those early 70s, in fact, entire 70s teams were awful. And neither one of these teams are covering themselves in clover. Although Texas lost more than 100. Cleveland they'd won 70 plus, so it's around a 90-loss team. Pitch to Unser. Popped up left side, Hara. Wades over. There's a long run and makes the catch, 1 out. Here's Brohammer. Jack singled and scored in the 4th. Ball 4. I hate to see what the Rangers have in their pen. Bosman due to bat 3rd in the 5th. Alex Johnson is 0 for 1. He has struck out and scored. Must have walked. Into center field, Maddox makes the catch. Brohammer goes back to the bag, 2 out. For Nettles, 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 4th. Bosman's delivery. Nettles chops this one third base side. Nelson has it over to Randall for the easy out. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home on a Thursday afternoon, it's the Cleveland Indians 4, the Texas Rangers nothing. Well, if you joined us late, we pay tribute to Gaylord Perry, who passed away either last night or this morning, I don't look, at the age of 84, by replaying a game from May 2nd, 1972, where he struck out 12 in 7 innings. He's not going to do that, but he's pitched pretty gosh darn well. 4-0 Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tommy McGraw, a 2-run single to score 2 to put Cleveland on the board in the fourth, and Ray Fosse with an RBI single to score Craig Nettles to make it 3-0, and then Buddy Bell a sac fly to make it 4-0. Perry, a 2-hitter through 4. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Dick Bosman, not a bad pitcher in his own right, lost the script in the fourth. 5 innings, 4 runs, 4 hits, all earned with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Aspermani, okay, that's good. He primarily played for the Astros, if my memory serves correct. John says, I got the 77 Indian team a couple games over 500 right now in your strat replay, with a couple weeks to go before the All-Star break. Of course, I'm not batting Kuiper and Norris 1 and 2. How you doing, Bernie? 1 and 2 versus lefties, like Frank Robinson used to do. Todd B says that 72 team had dirty Kurt Bavacqua. Ooh. And as the late Tommy Lasorda said, there is something wrong about that Bavacqua man. Maddox single. He is one of the 2 hits for Texas as we start the 5th. Perry's pitch. Fly ball right field. Bell in the corner. And Buddy will make the catch. 1 out. Brings up Hara. Toby's 0 for 1. Perry winds and deals, and there's a slow chopper over the mound. Brohammer cuts it off, throws to first, 2 out. Ouch. Yeah. I think it's a constitutional requirement that I have to work the Dodgers into every baseball stream. Dirty Kurt did call Tommy a fat, short Italian. And that's probably the clean version of that. Here's Bosman. I wonder if he'll bat. His pitch count is there, so I wonder if the Rangers will go to the bench. Dick struck out his first time up. And Tom Grieve will pinch hit. Grieve, well-known Texas Ranger, and then I believe he was their GM for a while, wasn't he? 204, 3 homers, and 11 RBI. So we get to see that Texas pen in a moment. Perry sets and fires. And there's a base hit up the middle. Unser will pick it up. Nettles looks like a young Jim Tomei. Yep. Nettles probably one of the most underappreciated defenseman third baseman of all time. 72 has bad memories for the Red Sox. Yep. And they're Detroit at the end of the season needed to win 2 out of 3. And was it Cecil Cooper stumbled around third? And it was next year again. Randall is 0 for 2. Perry, his opening 18 on 64 pitches. 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. And on the, I wish Brad was here because he's winning his tribute game. Pitch to Randall. Lenny chops one to the mound. Perry over to McCraw for the out. So Grieve will move to second. He is done. And Casey Cox. Those aren't terrible numbers. Oh, Aparicio fell down, rounding third. Comes in to pitch. And what can we tell you about Casey? He's 31 years old. He's only going to be with the Rangers until August 31st. Fly ball pitcher, and that fastball tops out about at 85. Started 4 games for Ted Williams Rangers. He went 3-5 with 4 saves and an earned run average of .441. 65 in the third inning, 73 hits, 7 homers. He walked 26 and struck out 27. So McCraw, Fosse, and Bell to face Cox here in the 6th. And obviously, Todd B brings this up, that the Tribe were just bidding their time in 72 until they could acquire the man, the myth, the legend, George Hendrick. Pitch to McCraw is a high fly ball to right. It's going to stay in the yard. Larry Bittner is there for the catch, 1 away. Now 74 here in Arlington. Wind's blowing in at 3 from right center. Here's Fosse. Ray 1 for 2. He has singled. That came in the 4th because he drove in a run. There's a liner right back to Cox, who plays a hockey goalie. And there's 2 out for Buddy Bell. And a sac fly in the 4th. He's 0 for 1. Chopper down to short. Hara halfway out to the dirt. Throws to Mincher. And that will retire the side. So after 5.5 in this tribute game, Cleveland looking good. No runs, no hits, no errors. They lead the Rangers 4-0. So Dave Nelson, Don Mincher, and King to face Perry here in the 6th. Gaylord has struck out 3 through 5. Pitch to Nelson. Got him. Full count fastball, swung on and missed. And Nelson wipes his cheek as he goes back to the dugout. Here's Mincher, who's 0 for 1. There's a liner in the center for a base hit. And that'll be the 3rd, I think. 4th hit for the Rangers. So here is Hal King. Hal is 0 for 2. Perry held an MLB record up until 2004. Any guesses? Considering he pitched for pretty much everybody, was it most teams pitched for in a career? Mincher not a threat to go anywhere. King hits a ground ball base hit right side. Bell will pick it up. Mincher holds at second. I'm wrong. Okay. Here's Howard. He's 0 for 1. Frank is walked. He doesn't seem to have given up that many homers, so I'm guessing we're not heading in that direction. Got him. 2-2 hard fastball got him at 85. And Howard cut. Think awards. Oh, yeah. The reason why we're doing the 72 Indians. He was the first to win 2 Cy Young in each league. Here's Bittner. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Perry sets and fires. Struck him out. That's 6. And after 6, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Perry throwing a shutout. We go to the 7th, 4-0 Tribe. So Stanley, Perry, and Unser. Not what you were thinking. He wasn't a Gold Glove winner, was he? I mean, that would have been Cotton Maddox anyway. Someone else has done the... Verlander has won Cy Youngs in both leagues. Think old. Would have he been the... He wouldn't have been the oldest to pitch a game, would he? Until Jamie Moyer? No. He would have... He retired... When did Perry retire? Anyway, Stanley is 0 for 2. Fred struck him out. So Cox got him on a 2-2 change. Here is Perry. 0 for 2. Gaylord is struck out. 1 out, top the 7th in a 4-0 game. Tribe ahead. He hits this one to left, and how about that? A home run for Gaylord Perry in his own tribute game. He hit 1 that entire year, and I don't think it was this game, but he makes it 5-0. And yep, fantastic indeed. Wow, oh wow. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. All Hondo could do was turn and watch it go. And Gaylord Perry, oh my indeed, has homered in his tribute game. And somewhere, not watching this yet, Brad passes out. Oldest 20-game winner. That's a possibility, Mr. Howard. Clemens would have done that in 2004. Wow. This is not your typical Retro Sports Network tribute game. Del Unser is 0 for 3. Casey Cox hangs his head. He gave up a home run to Gaylord Perry. Now, there were Apollo missions in 72. I wonder if there was one on May 5th or 2nd, 1972. Ah, yeah, I'm kind of stumped. You really can't ask for a better tribute. That's awesome. Makes up for the Seaver one. Unser draws the walk. Had some excitement the last couple days on Retro Sports Network. Here's Brohammer, Jack 1 for 2. He has walked, singled, and scored. Cox's delivery gets away from King, and Unser will move to second. I am now doomed the next 4 or 5 tribute games I do because of this. So here's Brohammer, 1 for 2. He has singled, walked, and scored. 5-0 Cleveland here in the top of the 7th. Jack grounds one to short. Hara looks Unser back, throws to Mincher for the out. Unser going to go? No, he's going to hold. How about that? For Alex Johnson, Alex 0 for 2, a run scored and a strikeout. Cox's pitch popped up left side. Nelson. Todd, I think you stumped us. Nelson will make the catch to retire the side. Stretch time, 5-0 Indians. Maddox 1 for 2 as we start the bottom of the 7th. A single. Mr. Howard, Scotty was playing a Byron Nelson tribute round in Appa PC Golf. And he had an ace on the first par 3 he played. Wow! Oh, okay, so Roger Clemens broke. Okay. Was the oldest to win a Cy Young Award at 40 years and 17 days. So that's the type of old I was thinking. Well, he did that with San Diego. And so Clemens, I'm assuming, won in 04. Verlander has got to be up there, too. Pitch to Maddox. There's a fly ball, left field. Johnson moving over into left center. 1 out. That's a good one. Yeah, you had me for a while. Here's Toby Hara. He's 0 for 2. Perry from the wind. And there's a chopper. Brohammer in on the grass. Has to hurry. They got him. So 2 out for Casey Cox, who's not going to bat here, I would think. If he does, 1 for 9 on the season. Ted Kubiak. Going to go on to play for the A's, or did play for the A's. 224 and 72, no homers and 7 RBI, and there with Kansas City. Perry trying to get out of the 7th. There's a base hit into left center field. Unser will cut it off, and Kubiak gets the pinch hit single. Clemens was 42, then Perry, then Early Wynn, who was also one of the oldest people ever to start a World Series game, and then Verlander. I believe Verlander, when he made the start against the Phillies this year, was the 3rd oldest to pitch in a World Series game. Clemens and Wynn were 1st and 2nd. Lenny Randle is 0 for 3. 27 batters deep for Perry, 93 pitches, 6 2/3, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Chopper up the middle. Stanley has it. Oh, going to take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Jim Schellenbach coming in to pitch for the Rangers. After 7, 5-0 Cleveland. And what can we tell you about Jim Schellenbach? Used to pitch for the Pirates, 29 years old, fastball at 86, and a fly ball pitcher. 6 starts, 22 games. Nope, this is not the conversations you have over on a Fortnite stream. Someone told me a new version of Fortnite was coming out. Schellenbach 2-4 for the Rangers in 72 with a save and a 3.47 ERA. In 57 innings, 46 hits, 6 homers, 16 walks, and 30 strikeouts. Nettles, McCraw, and Fosse to face Schellenbach here in the 8th. Pitch to Nettles was 1 for 3. Craig sends this one into left. Howard stands tall, 1 out. McCraw, 1 for 3. He hit that 2-run single in the 4th and then later scored. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Indians. They have left on 4. The Rangers, no runs, 6 hits and an error, and they have left on 7. Schellenbach delivers. McCraw into center. Maddox a step or 2 back. Makes the catch. 2 out. Pleasant night here in the Metroplex now. 71 degrees. Winds blowing in from right center at 3. Here's Fosse. Ray 1 for 3. An RBI single. Schellenbach delivers. And Fosse sends this one high and deep to left. Hondo going back there, way back there. 6-0 Indians. So the battery has homered. Wonder how many times in history that happened. Both the starting pitcher and catcher homering in the same game. So Ray Fosse right down the line and left. Of course, if I was using the right picture there for the ballpark, you'd see that old scoreboard at Arlington. They had the map of Texas on it, which told you the balls and strikes and outs. So the Indians have a 6-run lead. Here's Bell, Buddy 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Schellenbach shakes his head. Bell, hard ground ball up the middle. Hara with a beautiful play over to first to retire Bell. That kind of bounced almost on the seam between the grass and the dirt. And that was just well handled by Hara. They get the home run from Fosse, and that's a lone hit and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-0 Indians. Gaylord became just a power machine after hitting one the day that man landed on the moon. He ended up with 6 and 1,076 at-bats, and as Todd B says, Dwayne Kuiper was amazed. Absolutely. Dave Nelson 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Perry starts the 8th with a walk. So here's Mincher, Don 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Perry throws to first. Nelson not caught stealing this time. They'll pitch out. Nelson stays put. So a 1-ball count to Mincher. And he walked him. So here's Hal King. Hal 1 for 3 with a single. First and second, nobody out. Perry, if you miss it at the start, finished 29 of his 40 starts in 72. And he hits King. Crowd does not like that. And so here's Howard. Nobody out. Yep. Mincher played for both the original Washington Senators. That's right, because he played for the Twins. and then the expansion Senators. Probably not many people you can say that about. Fosse goes out to settle Perry down. Gaylord's pitch. Walked him, and that's going to be it. Yeah, but so we're not going to let Gaylord lose this game. He's strong. I'll leave him for one more batter. Ed Farmer would probably come in to pitch or Ray Lamb. They didn't really have any relievers. Yeah, they did. Don't say that. So they're still loaded. Bittner, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Fosse again and Perry have words. Ray Milland, the actor. There you go. Bittner. Up the middle. Right back to Perry. They get the runner at home. And that's it. So Perry throws the comebacker back to the plate. They get the out. 1 out for Maddox. Elliott 1 for 3. Bittner on first. Howard on second. King on third. And Maddox, a slow bounder to Stanley. They should get 2 out of this. Brohammer for 1. Over to McCraw for 2. So Perry gets out of the jam. The Rangers put 1 across. But Perry will, yeah. But Perry's going to start that. We're going to try to milk Gaylord as long as we can. Chicken Stanley is the man. And he'll bat first here in the 9th. Stanley 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Schellenbach in the 2nd inning. In the right center, Maddox. 1 out. Perry pitched for the Rangers too, didn't he? He is 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a solo home run. Yeah, I thought so. Schellenbach deals, and Perry strikes out an 0-2 fastball. And that'll bring up Unser. Dell is 0 for 3. Chopper to Randall. Lenny over to first, and that will retire the side. We go to the 9th, bottom of the 9th. Don't know if he can finish it, but we'll let him try. No, 6-1 Cleveland. So Hara, pitcher spot, and Randall to face Gaylord Perry. Hara is 0 for 3. Perry's pitch. Ground ball to Brohammer. Jack picks it up, throws to first, 1 out. So here's the pitcher spot. Schellenbach isn't going to hit here. 1 for 10 in 72 with 2 RBI. Ted Ford. Wouldn't that be interesting? You go past a Ford dealership and it's just named Ted. Shop at Ted Ford today. Ted 235. 14 homers. 50 RBI. 6-1 Indians. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. I've seen that. Gaylord had the special jersey with all 8 teams. Logos on the front. He was with the Yankees in 80, which I had completely forgotten. Pitch to Ford. There's a chopper down to third. Nettle scoops it up, throws to first, and it's last chance saloon time for the Rangers. Lenny Randall is 0 for 4. Yep, there's a few players, again, just before my time. On May 2nd, 1972, I was busy filling a diaper. So Perry, 127 pitches, 8 2/3, 6 hits, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. But they all rise as one. In real life, it was 6,500. To see Perry finish this one off. He winds and deals, and he pops this one into right center. Unser's coming in, rides a Schwinn, and Gaylord Perry has a complete game. So, knock me over with a feather. And thank you, Big Dave. I owe you a message on Discord. Check for that in a bit. So, Gaylord Perry. And the Indians win it 6-1. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left on 4. The Rangers 1 run, 6 hits and an error, and they left on 9. And of course, no, you couldn't have scripted that one any better, which makes it even more amazing because it's a tribute game I did. So Gaylord Perry is a legitimate MVP, not just because we're paying tribute. A 6-hitter, 1 run, it was earned. He walked 5, struck out 6, and by golly, he hit a home run. And the annals of how about that? Dick Bosman takes the loss for the Rangers. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs all earned. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Casey Cox gave up the homer to to Perry, and then Schellenbach gets the last 6 outs. He's the one that gave up the homer to Ray Fosse. And that is that for that. So that's our Gaylord Perry tribute, and you really couldn't do any better than that. And I'm glad it showed him as a good pitcher as well. And so until next time, I'm Ron Juckett. Have a good day, everybody. So long.